So welcome back, guys. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time tapping into my channel, definitely sub to my channel, hit the like button. I am on part 3 of how I went from Walmart to the NFL. If you haven't watched the first 2 parts, definitely go back and watch the first 2 parts first before you watch this one. But if you watch the first 2 parts, let's get right into it. All right, so went back to University of Nevada, finished my degree. I'm back on campus, and it felt really odd because I never been in school and not actually been an athlete or participating in sports, right? So it felt really crazy to be a student but not an athlete. I've been a student athlete my whole life, and so I'm on campus, and sure enough, that would change very quickly. One of my football coaches came up to me and he was like, "Man, I'm sorry you didn't make it into the NBA, but you should really consider coming out and playing football." And I was like, "What you mean?" He was like, "Listen, I'm telling you, with your skill set, your size, your speed, like I think you can make the transition to football." And this was my first time really thinking about football. Never really thought about playing football seriously. And so when he put it on my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything else but going to class and I'll give it a shot. And so I go out and, get all my equipment, my uniform, everything, and and everybody's excited. Obviously I was a good basketball player at the school. So the media and, they got involved and they wanted to know like, how this guy's gonna make this transition. And it was really cool process at the beginning. And so I go out, man, and we start practicing. And, we're going through like the tough part, your tour days and all that good stuff. And, it was tough. The transition was crazy. I struggled a lot, just figuring out the techniques and pad level and just trying to figure out how to you know fit into the scheme and learning the plays. And it was just a lot at once. So it was a lot of play. It was just a lot going on. And so I struggled at first, and I would have flashes where you could see my athleticism, you could see me move around. And so they put me at defensive end, and which I really like because I like being out in space and being able to play on the edge and all that good stuff. But I didn't really understand technique and pad level that well. And so it was very hard for them to play me, especially when we were playing teams that ran the ball a lot. And so that was pretty tough. And so I ended up playing the whole season. I played some tight end, I played some defensive end. Um, but that whole season, I only played 12 plays because it was just a struggle. I mean, like it just didn't translate as fast as I would like it to. And so I got my first tackle at the last game of the season, which was really interesting. And so, with that said, I just thought like, okay, that was kind of a good experiment, but now it's over. And I went back to kind of planning my life out. Like, do I want to go to overseas and play basketball? Do I want to go and just get into the workforce and start working? What do I want to do? And, I always loved training and working out and all that good stuff. So I was always training and working out and staying in shape and doing all those things. But I had actually gotten bigger because when I switched to football, I went from 230 to like 265, and I was lean. I was really lean and muscular, and I was just in great shape. And so one day I'm at my apartment and the pro day was coming up, and so I wasn't sure if I was going to participate in that because I was just like, I didn't play. I only played 12 plays. And so I'm at my apartment, and one of the football coaches called and said, "Hey, listen, man, you need to come up here right now. I got 30 NFL scouts up here asking about you." And I was like, "That's crazy." And I'm like, "Man, is this real?" So I go up there, all the scouts is there, and we set up, and they're like, "Okay, we want you to go through this workout." And I go through the whole workout, man, and ended up completing the workout. And the scouts just literally just walked off. They didn't say nothing after the workout. So, I'm kind of the mindset like, yo, like maybe I didn't do that well, right? And so, but about maybe 5 minutes, man, like went by, and we on the field and everything's wrapping up. I'm walking off and my phone rings, and it's an NFL agent. And the guy says, "Man, listen, I heard you did fantastic in your workout. I want to represent you." And I'm just in shock because I'm like, man, I don't know if I did good or not. And I hang up with this guy, and pretty much that whole day, man, agents started calling me, and my phone was just blowing up. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, this is insane. And then some things popped up on the internet, and saying how I had a chance, and this basketball guy turned football player, and I started getting some buzz. And so I'm like, man, this might really happen. And so I signed with an agent, and my agent was like, okay, man, we got like 3 or 4 teams that are solid, that are interested in you. And we got a team that is thinking about drafting you, maybe like sixth round, I think it was. I went sixth or seventh round, something like that. And so I'm like, okay, cool. And so I'm excited, man. I'm watching the draft. I'm excited. Can't wait to see what's going to happen, And the whole draft goes by, and I don't get drafted. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. And so I'm just kind of sitting there, just like, man, that was a big letdown. And then my phone rings. Answer my phone, and this guy comes on the phone and says, "Hey, Corey, I'm a representative for the Cleveland Browns. It's like, I'm just calling to let you know that, we want to sign you. Welcome to the Cleveland Browns." And that was like the craziest moment, because it wasn't real until that moment, right? Like all the other stuff, like the workout and the draft and all that stuff was just a process that, you just like, it might happen. But when the guy called and, welcomed me to the team, said he had my agent on the line, he's going to, start talking about the contract and all that stuff, it was just like so unreal, man. I was just like, yo, I'm actually going to play in the NFL. This is crazy, right? And so I called my mom, and they didn't know what was going on because I wasn't even sure, right? And so when I called my mom, she was just like a regular day. She was like, "Hey, I was like, you have a son that plays in the NFL now, right?" She was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, you have a son that's gonna play in the NFL." And I guess it kind of like started to register that I was talking about me. And so she was like, "Oh my God, I can't talk to you right now. Talk to your dad." And so she passed the phone to my pops, and I was like, "Yeah, man, I just signed with the Cleveland Browns, and I'm gonna play in the NFL." And my whole family, my sisters was at the house, and they were all excited and screaming. Like it was like a crazy moment. It was like one of the best moments. You would think I got drafted first round, #1 overall. That's kind of how the excitement was. But they all knew how hard I've been working like my entire life to make it to a level to be a professional athlete, and to have it be professional football was just an amazing thing. And so I ended up signing with the Browns and started my professional football career with the Cleveland Browns. So and so this is just a part of my life that I want to share with you guys, and there's so much more that I want to share, and so much more to the story that I want to share as well. But I just wanted to tap in a little bit and give you guys that first big taste of like what happened, how I went from working at Walmart to playing in the NFL, and how that changed my life. And so you guys stay tuned. Obviously, I'm gonna be dropping more heat, giving you guys more content. Definitely drop your questions in the comments if you have any questions or any thoughts in the comments. Love to engage with you guys. I appreciate you guys watching. I will be doubling back, like I said, and be dropping more video and more content soon. Appreciate you guys. Catch you next time.